Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Ultimate General American Revolution. In today's episode, we are going to be playing the final episode of this Let's Play series. I think I'm personally just about done with this game. It is not in very good shape, in my opinion. Great concept, kind of feels like it was left at the altar, if you will. But I did want to finish the series off with one final decent-sized battle. And so we are going to try and take Boston back from the Americans. They have 1,600 soldiers. It looks like a reasonable number of these are regulars. There are some militia in there. And so we are going to try and take that back from them. We're going to do that by emptying Leicester of a regiment. We'll also bring... these are militia. I don't know that I want to bring them up there. We're also going... Oh, these are militia too. Lol-de-lol. I don't really want to hit them with too much. A little bit nervous about hitting the Americans with too much militia, but I think that's the path. My entire force is going to be militia, it would appear. So, interesting challenge here as we try to take...
Stand firm.
Oh boy. This may be a bit of a... As we try to take Boston back from the Americans here. Alright, so they have 2,000 men. We have 1,900. All of our troops are militia. We don't have any regulars. So this fight would seem to favor the Americans, but who knows? Maybe the loyalists on our in our regiments here, who I left in the rear for garrison work, can do work and give us a chance. We will see. We do have some artillery. I don't know if the Americans do or not, but we've been winning most of the fights we play. We've been dealing with kind of a whack-a-mole situation in this game. And like I said, it'll be the last video here for this series, maybe forever on the channel. I don't know. I mean, the game seems dead. They rushed it to a 1.0 release, and I don't get the vibes that there's going to be any changes made to the game probably ever again. So I'm inclined to say this is it, and we'll see if we can win a final. This would be a bit of a heroic victory, if you will, with all militia on our side. Doesn't look like we've got maybe some regulars over here. Why did it say all militia? I swear. Okay, so I guess we've got some regulars. We'll group them into... Put these guys in the woods. Give them some cover. And then some skirmishers on the flank. Alright, so... I think we might have some reinforcements coming, because this doesn't quite seem like enough men. This is, what, 600 militia, and then another roughly 600 other troops. I think we're shy of another couple of companies here. Try and get everybody in close. I'm assuming the Americans will try to come for us. Usually the AI is pretty aggressive. Although, there's a lot of battles in this game that take place in the rain. It seems like every other fight, it's like foggy and rainy. So, we'll see. Alright, so this guy's going to deploy here. I'll stick on the defensive and let the AI come to me. Perhaps putting these guns in the open is unwise, and they should be in the wood line. The artillery would seem to give us an advantage. Again, the AI usually comes for you, so usually if you sit on the defensive in this game, you will see them come to you, and you can see here they are coming. So we've got enemy militia approaching these guns. We'll send the 100 skirmishers out to engage them at standoff distance. Go ahead and run there into cover, boys. Whoops. Okay. Alright, so the Americans are forming up in the open here. We're trying to refuse our flanks so we can kind of use this wood line as sort of the anchor of our defense. I move these skirmishers up to engage the enemy militia, hoping that my 100 green coats, if you will, would be better than 150 Americans. It looks like so far they are from a ratio perspective, and that leaves these guns unhindered to fire a solid shot into the flank of these militia as they come up. Here come some American regulars. So far we've just been dealing with their militia as this fighting begins. Meanwhile, we do have our reinforcements coming up. More militia for us. Some loyalist militia. Another 600 troops coming up. Come on, guys. There you go. Alright, these guys are going to have to make a move to come up here more quickly, hopefully. Oh, they're sending some skirmishers here on the flank to feel our position out. They're also moving some artillery here. We did shatter a company. It looks like we shattered a couple of small skirmisher companies here. They're apparently in defensive terrain, too. I'm not really sure I understand why. But we're shattering a lot of their little companies. My rear should not be flanked. I don't know. They've actually got quite a bit of artillery. I see 3 batteries of artillery. These skirmishers are doing their best, but they're getting slowly overwhelmed as this artillery tries to help out. I don't know why I keep saying rear flanked. You shouldn't be... Alright. You know, they've got guns here that are going to pound us. The cover should help us a little bit if we just sit back, but... Where are these guns going? Where are these guys going with these guns? I'll divert some troops over that way to try and take out that enemy battery. Light infantry. Doing their best. My own guns, well, I guess they're shooting it. I feel like this would be a better target over here. These guns are kind of firing into the flank. You're enfilading them a little bit. Issue an order for these guys to hold. We do have these 200 troops in reserve, kind of. Alright, let's see if we can... These guns aren't unlimbered, right? Oh, they are. Never mind. They're gonna get hit by a canister, probably. Oh, they're just out of canister range. So that was solid shots straight to the face. So apparently they're just able to fire outside canister range, or at the very least the round of shots that was fired at them was not canister, which is a pretty big deal for us to help us out here. Okay, these guys are exhausted. These troops are eating canister fire, it would appear, so maybe fall back rather than just engaging the enemy at canister range here. You did a little bit of damage, but you took some casualties, and your morale is not very happy about that. Alright, these regulars can try and go push this other battery back. These guys at least abandoned their guns, so we drove them off their guns. And there's a little bit more cover for these guys in that wood line. Oh, what? There's another battery over here. That's right. Maybe fall back, actually. Run back to the lines in the woods. Whoa. They got guns behind me? How many batteries do they have? We'll order these guys to charge. Keep these guys in the woods. I didn't realize they had so much artillery. They're firing literally right down my line. Thank God for the woods. Fire a volley and then charge them. Alright, that volley at point blank range did nothing. Alright, drove them off the guns at least. So they can't fire a canister into us while we melee them. I don't know how well my militia will melee, we'll find out. My light infantry is low on ammo. Alright, they're meleeing much better than the artillery, it would appear. Meleeing 2 enemy batteries. And we'll probably rout both of them, by the looks of it, right off our flank. Can you just shoot these guys and force them to break? Probably don't have enough firepower to do that. Either way, take their guns. Go charge those guns. Fire into their flank as these guys advance on my militia in the open. Alright, so we took the guns, but apparently we don't get their ammo. They're all pretty much out of ammo. So you guys leave that and go engage these enemies from the flank. Go charge these guys. If there's anything that last charge taught me, it's that you're better off meleeing the gunners than you are shooting at them. Granted, with another battery out here, does risk getting chewed up by canister while you melee, but we're just going to go from one battery to the other, I think. We outnumber them almost 3 to 1. Per battery, anyway. Right, we're routing that battery. Captured him, even. God, militia suck at shooting. Alright, bring these POWs into our lines. Go engage them straight ahead. Flanking the enemy off their position here. Still is giving the enemy a big advantage in terms of strength, but doesn't feel like it. Alright, we'll send our regulars forward to melee them. Move our grenadiers forward. Militia versus regulars, that should favor us in a melee, I would think. Send our militia there. We are taking some meaningful casualties. They do have some regulars over here too, but we are driving back those troops. I'd rather my guns not fire into these. Alright, captured their gunners. Another battery of gunners as POWs. Alright, drove this battery off their guns too. Nice. These enemy regulars also surrendered. So we broke their regulars. One of their companies of militia. And the strength is rapidly turning against them. Okay, fire into their flank here, boys. There we go. They're all retreating. If I had my cavalry that I left in the rears, I could have pursued. As it is, I don't think we'll get more. POWs here. Maybe we'll get this company here. All right, well. Back to the global map. 1,800 troops on our end deployed, 270 casualties. The enemy lost over 800 casualties, 12 guns, and 200 prisoners. So they lost just over half their strength. We lost, like, just over 10% of ours. So, much better day for us. We should be able to pursue them into Boston and then take Boston from them, I think. No. All right, can we POW these bastards? They're retreating to Middlesbrough, which we don't have. Okay, Britain and France signed some diplomatic treaty, so good for them, I guess. Alright, one of the regiments just surrendered there. I have no desire to fight that tiny battle. It says they're taking Providence from me, which seems silly. They're in full retreat. Alright, got him. Alright, Boston is ours now. We've retaken it. Camden. Yeah, the Carolinas are slowly rising against us, but the seizure of Boston should be good news. We need more troops here, though. Okay. Alright, so uprising in Bath. Alright. Now we've got 159 prestige, which in theory we could use to speed up some of this research, of which I don't really have a use for. We still working on getting these regiments equipped? Yeah. 2 half-strength regiments, or not even that. 1 nearly full-strength regiment. Okay. Alright, so hopefully Boston doesn't rise up and kill the commanding general again, is what happened before. We do have an objective to capture Petersburg. Okay. Right, I think that garrison at Harrison, or at Leicester, will be enough. No, it's not. You need 700 soldiers there? How many do you need at Boston? 900? Can any of these regiments get more men? No, they're maxed. I suppose we could add a company of dragoons, but I'd have to Probably send them from home. At least the garrison at Salem is large enough. Okay. Alright, well, now what? We're supposed to take Petersburg. Our character's at New York. We could try to move toward Petersburg. We actually do have a... We do have an army at Richmond with 750 regulars. How many troops are needed here to prevent a rebellion? Okay. So our loyalty might be actually high enough here. Because you need it to be above 36%. And it's at 40. Granted, it's declining, but... Can send 1,400 troops toward Petersburg and try and fulfill that objective and fight another battle before the end with John Byron in command. Fort Granby. Yeah, like all of these southern areas are rising up against us. No, you're supposed to leave. All right, boys. Let's go get them.
Hold the line.
We'll be outnumbered again, but
Flank them.
didn't stop us last time. Richmond also is not a rebellion risk. Very loyal. All right, 1,700 versus 1,400. They're all militia, though. So, good news for us. Let's go swat some flies. For king and country or something. I don't know. Get another victory on the board here. Get my my dukeship or whatever. Make me an earl. Granted, like, this is technically a different general, but, you know, whatever. Okay. Alright. It's another, like, weird, almost looks like an evening battle. Doesn't appear to be raining, though, so at least we don't have that situation going on. I always like to merge my units. I feel like they fight much better. I suppose they could be less efficient at, like, flanking because you don't have the same amount of units to maneuver. But I always feel like my units fight better. They certainly seem to have much more firepower when you group them together rather than individually. And they're less likely to break. Or so is my, again, my perception. Okay. Let's put our guns forward a bit. We're going to be on the offensive in this fight, I think. I think I'm going to take it to them. They got militia. We can go for them. Advance, boys, in a single line like it's a good old show in merry old England or something. I don't know. Well, they're already grouped up here. I'll just melee them to death if I have to. My troops are in pretty good condition. They haven't been marching much. Oh boy. Alright, well. I don't think they have any artillery here, but we got this fight underway. Just a straight up, good old fashioned shootout here. Have at 'em, boys. the regiment on the left is in trouble. They've got a lot of enemy lining up here to form up against them. Guys in the center are in a much better situation. Guys on the right, I also think, are in a much better spot. Alright, so we got the 239 troops coming up here to help. We do have artillery in both spots firing over the heads of our boys, but it's solid shot, not explosive, so as long as you don't fire low, shouldn't be too bad. I don't know why it says the enemy has so much more strength than us. Doesn't feel like it should be the case. Okay. These are regulars. It's good old redcoats. Never before such scum and villainy, something or other. Could try and melee him. That might be a better use of our time. Okay. Go charge them. Now you do use condition or fatigue up when you are reloading and fighting, so keep that in mind. Fraser's regiment, 40 casualties. That might be the hardest hit so far. I don't think I've seen anyone shatter on the bad guy's side yet. Alright. Fantuzzi, charge the enemy. Break their flank company, and then we can turn their line. Also, artillery, switch the unit you're shooting at. Don't fire into my boys. I don't need to Patriot Cornwallis it. These militia should melt versus regulars. Looks like they more or less are. Wow. Nice little volley there. Nearly destroyed them on their way out. Get one more volley before they're out of range, and maybe we can finish them off. Nah, not as effective at range, but only 25 men left. They will not be a threat. Alright, right flank, go forward. Bayonets. We are winning at some EVP. Yes, the great some EVP battle point. Don't shoot at your own boys from behind. They don't need that. Okay. Victory! The enemy's running! They're running! Not quite as decisive as I had hoped. Okay. I don't even know if we destroyed any enemy companies full on, but 690 casualties versus 200, no POWs. So a third of their force and 1/7 of ours. Should make Petersburg fall pretty easily. They'll probably retreat further south.
Press the attack.
They're going to fall back to Brunswick.
Charge forward.
They do have a garrison at Orange. So they may come in behind us and take Fredericksburg from us, but... Hey guys, have at least one of your companies take Petersburg, please. Why don't you both actually, just so we can...
Push through.
Meanwhile, my general can go south and get some intel. Alright, so they'll have 1,300 troops. I'll actually outnumber them. Okay. Petersburg is ours. Some of those weapons are ours. Where's Crisfield? Alright, so rebellion to the south of Cambridge. Gotcha. We thought that might, or I thought that might happen. Fisheries Act makes province of Quebec like me a lot more, but a lot of Massachusetts not so happy with this. More reputation and money for doing what London wanted me to do. Okay. Spend some of that reputation here.
Keep moving. Flank them.
Oh. I guess we'll fight them again, boys. They'll outnumber me slightly, but again, all militia. So let's crush their army again. At least now, in this particular set of battles, it feels a little bit like, you know, chasing Washington across New York and Jersey. That's my biggest complaint, is it just feels like whack-a-mole of rebellions, which, despite the nomenclature around the Minutemen, and the fact that there were guerrilla groups, you know, that definitely played a role, but like the bulk of the main story campaign stuff that you hear about in the American Revolution was effectively conventional warfare. You know, maybe the Americans shouldn't have fought that way, but they did, and you know. Not to say there were no guerrillas, but the game never really feels right in that way. It always feels like, well, this is not the war that we're fighting. Here, we got these guys moving through the open. Okay. So I don't know what the heck this thing is. I guess some kind of... I don't know if you get like a bonus at all for being in this, like cover bonus. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Apparently one of them spawned shattered. What? My troops are kind of tired from chasing these guys, but we'll give them a little bit of a rest here as they just chill here. These guys aren't resting because they're busy getting stuck on the terrain. Can you just quickly route those skirmishers here? Alright, there we go. Shattered those enemy light troops. Enemy left flank's going to be real weak if all they've got is those 3 companies here. Right flank, much stronger. Why are you falling back? Alright, so I've got all my regiments or all my companies here firing into the line of the enemy. Left flank, they did bring up a few more troops, but we've got a nice little manpower advantage here on the flank. That company will go with the first volley, or maybe not. They got a few more than that, but they still shattered on the first volley. Okay, they're trying to flank me on the right. Man, we're fighting these battles at kind of extreme range. Okay. Where's my character? He's just sitting in the back, not even getting involved. He's just like, my boys have got it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Having the backing of artillery, I think, helps, especially from a morale point of view. Right flank, no reserve. Just got some artillery behind him, but looks like maybe these guns are on a little bit of an elevation, firing down over their boys. Okay, maybe we can destroy a couple more of these companies. We're destroying some of the lighter ones, but... Okay. Alright, boys, fire into those packed columns. Drive them back. Okay. Alright, you get some rest there, boys. Will I have a shot run low and crash through my lines? Okay. Well, this one feels easy enough. Obviously, feelings in a game like this sometimes are wrong, but feels like we're going to win this one comfortably. Okay. Alright, let's wipe out this company. Alright, well, they're falling back, although the game hasn't yet said they're done for. Okay. Can you close the range and destroy this company? Probably not. Doesn't look like it. Are these reinforcements or just units returning to the fight on the left? I can't really tell. Nice little route there. Get another volley on them before they get out of range, maybe. Didn't do a ton of damage, but got a nice little twist on them. Okay. There, they're routing from the map. Alright, that one's routing too. So once these guys get actually off the map, that'll probably change the calculus here. Okay. All right, boys. Don't give them an inch. Don't let them regroup. Okay. All right, there we go. We just shattered an enemy company here. Nice little rear flank volley there. Okay. Okay. Hey, nice. We captured somebody. All right. So the enemy came in with 1,400 men. We came with 1,100. We lost 135. The enemy lost 654 plus 37 missing, so almost 700 to less than 200 for us. Pretty lopsided results there. Okay. We'll see if when we get on the strategic map if we can destroy them utterly. Okay. Looks like they're going to get out.
Aim true.
Well, maybe not. LaSalle's close enough in here. Yeah, there you go. Surrender. At least one of them surrendered. Two of them surrendered. Okay. So I may have fallen back to Harrisburg by the look of it. Okay. I think we also, with the research I raced along, should be able to raise more garrisons, perhaps. Okay. So Boston is still a revolution risk. So I can raise more militia regiments. Just not in Boston. Loyalty's too low. Okay. Okay. We need more. All right. How many am I allowed? Militia regiments, 11, so... Or no, 13 is the max. Got a bunch of garrisons up in the north. So those northern provinces, I guess they do have downward pressure on their loyalty, but they don't require large garrisons. If we take a look at the territorial maps, northern U.S. basically in our control. A little bit of isolated pockets in Canada and some western places. But if you get toward Pennsylvania and into Virginia, loyalty starts dropping off, and then you've got the interior of the Carolinas, which is real the hotbed of the revolution, it would appear, as of July of 1775. With that said, I think that's going to do it, guys. Ultimate General, American Revolution, a game ultimately let down by an incomplete product, unfortunately. I wanted to like it. The British campaign's not terribly well executed. Feels very incomplete. The American campaign's a little bit better. I've enjoyed that a bit more, but I don't imagine myself coming back to this game unless something changes. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'm not sure what to do next. Obviously, we're working through the Panzer General series and then also the Strategic Command series still. I was debating doing a final look at Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. That game, another Game Lab game, apparently abandoned, although that one was in active development for a much longer period of time, and I'm curious where that thing landed. That's one I could... I don't want to get all the fanboys mad at me, but that's one where I could feel the 1.0 felt maybe closer to the mark. Not saying it's a good game, but at least in terms of how much time they put into it. But let me know if you want to see an Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought series. For now, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.